Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Another day, another episode.
I feel like I'm interviewing you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, we slapped this guy on the left today. We said, yo, hold that.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I feel like a guest of like Oprah right now.
Why?
Yo, but actually I left some things under you guys' chairs. Never fall for that trick ever for there. That's an Oprah trick. You know that trick? Under your chairs, there's a prize. You guys watch Oprah?
Oprah. I was not nice though.
Huh?
I wasn't nice. I actually thought there was a card underneath.
Yo, I'm gonna do that one day. Watch. There's gonna be a live episode 2.5 Mollies.
Oprah, bro. Wallahi, honestly, like, she got motion. Bro, I knew she had motion when Mahoy was telling me about Oprah.
Oh yeah. Mahoy watched every episode.
Yeah. Mahoy
watches Oprah like that.
Tapped into Oprah. Yeah.
Oprah had the masses of African women watching them.
Yeah. What is it about it? Is it the fact that
It's a. I'll tell you.
Mm.
It's a black woman.
80s? She came in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, she was sort of rebel.
Yeah.
The way she had short hair. You know what I mean?
That's
she had
definitely
money.
a topic nowadays, huh?
She gave away cars.
She gave away cars. I think the main thing is the shoulder pads in the suit.
Yeah. Suit.
Woman's suit with the shoulder pads. It's looking like that. It gives off the vibe as that. What was that short lady in that movie? The one that's super short.
The little Grinch.
The little one. Incredible.
Incredible.
It gives that vibe. When you have that. But because you know why they add that shoulder pads? They say to add power to a woman. You know what I mean?
This is gonna kill me if I
Is
don't
it to a
remember her
woman
name.
or to anyone? Because men have shoulder pads.
Men
too.
have shoulder pads, but
I
if
don't
you
like
don't have the
what you're doing,
natural,
guys.
if you don't have the natural shoulder
I
pads,
don't like what he's doing.
I have a question. What do you think about men's shapewear? Like there's women's shapewear. Like shapewear.
Oh, you're talking about the waist.
You just give me an idea?
Body empowerment. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you just
Like,
give me an idea. Why don't we just get men's shapewear where it just adds shoulder length,
like adds muscles and shit.
adds like muscle suit.
Yo, listen, the game is the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like us, we got haircuts, we got cologne. The girls got the makeup. Like, everyone has to have a little advantage here. You know what I mean? You want to look the sharpest when you step outside. For us, like some guys, you know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I don't wear makeup.
Have you tried it?
No. I haven't tried makeup. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo,
to you.
some
I
guys
don't
just
wanna
have-
try makeup. I just
You never wanted to try some eyeliner.
Yo, the whole go hard on some guys. The whole, you know the one hole that they put in? They have those eyes that just stare into your soul.
I'm not gonna lie. This is getting all the
Yeah. Let's straight back to the right path.
straight back to
The straight
So
path.
what we'll do is right now, just to get it out the way, we'll get into the Mail and Molly segment real quick. So Mail and Molly segment, for those of you who don't know, is basically you send in questions anonymously, dilemmas, stories, or something wild that happened in your life, and we just answer it right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's our segment. It's gonna be every episode, and we're gonna post it every week, asking you guys for questions. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Smile got a few questions. Get us started,
There's
bro.
a lot of great questions, guys, but I'm just gonna pick a couple. So number one is, what are some of your guilty pleasures that you're ashamed to admit to? So I guess it's a confession.
But I'm ashamed to admit to.
So you should
My
say it.
guilty.
I have a lot of guilty
Okay,
pleasures.
is
But
it
some of them are
guilty?
not that bad.
Are we talking about present tense?
Yeah,
Present
right now,
tense?
yeah.
It could be, yeah. Go ahead.
I have the past tense one that you guys are gonna laugh at.
What's the past
Go
one?
for it.
You know what? I'll say this, okay? And hopefully this doesn't make the snippet for this week.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I can openly admit now that I'm older, I used to eat toilet paper.
I feel you,
it's
'cause I did the same.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The only reason I said because you unlocked them everywhere. I used to not do toilet paper, but I used to eat
Walls?
paper.
Paper?
paper.
Like, I used to do paper, and not only that, sometimes I'm like, yo, I used to see the movies, guys chiefing it up looking hard. So
Yeah.
I said, guess what? Let me try to make my own blunt. So what I would do is I take a paper,
Yeah.
I turn the oven on,
Yeah.
burn it,
Burn it.
See what comes out.
see what comes out.
Can I be honest with you?
I'm just
What's the best paper
I'm
though?
just sick kid. That's a good
Printer
question.
paper?
Printer paper for sure.
Oh
From
my
Staples.
God.
Staples brand.
Staples printer paper.
Not any paper,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Staples
yeah.
brand.
What is Staples for
Or
people who don't
Hilroy,
know?
you know Hilroy?
Yeah, oh, of course I know.
Hilroy line?
Line paper?
Listen,
36
line
page
paper,
line?
page 36.
Yeah.
Not page 1,
Ah.
not page 15, page 36.
You know what that equivalent to? That's dry age paper for there.
Dry age. You know it's been sitting on the shelf.
That's aged 100,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
100-year
yeah.
cognac.
Yeah. That's basically, it's not really halal, but it's like our halal version of that.
Yeah,
yak,
exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Okay, you guys can't, you know what I mean?
But I'm not gonna
Scapegoat with
take
mine.
no
I had family members who ate walls, brother. It's okay. There's
What?
levels to it.
What?
I yeah.
How do you eat a
He knows who he's talking. I don't know. I'm never gonna say who
How
it
do you
is.
eat a wall? So
Yo, did he break the? Did he punch the wall and take pieces out of it and
He
eat
knows
it?
who he's talking about.
I have a question. Would you just latch onto the wall like a frog? Like,
Let's just say he made a dent in the wall.
wallahi, and you
Yeah.
actually eat it and swallow.
I
Yeah,
think
I used
just
to eat, I'm not gonna, I used to eat Play-Doh.
Play-Doh's amazing.
No.
Play-Doh?
That
zesty Italian taste that comes with it.
Yeah.
It tastes like little Caesar salad on there. You know what I mean?
You make the pizza and you eat it too, huh?
Yeah,
You know
I used to
that-
make a pizza. I'm like, fuck.
Remember that Play-Doh sand that they used to advertise when you used to be able to form it into whatever you want? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's
And
the
it's
new
sparkly.
Yeah. On YTV, they used to post that
Oh my! I wanted to eat that bad.
I'm not
Moon
gonna lie,
sand.
anything
Moon sand.
Play-Doh, I'm
Moon
eating it.
sand.
Moon sand was Ismail sand. I'm trying to eat it. I'm trying to eat it.
I just tell the people munches. Just eat anything. But
No,
what
but
was
this
it called? What was yours? You can't
Guilty
speak on
guilty
it.
pleasure.
I'll say my last.
Paper was good.
Paper was a good one.
I had to take it out quick.
I would say guilty pleasure for me is that sometimes when I was a kid I used to like watching Winx Club.
Winx?
Wow,
Is
Ismail.
that a girl one?
It's a girl show.
Ismail, I'm in that.
Huh?
I'm in that bag too. Yo, Winx Club's not bad.
Sometimes like on a rare tip when my girl cousins are watching, I'm like, yo, this is kind of fire.
No, it's
Story,
not a lot.
story,
Is
yeah.
it bad to say I watch it on my own?
Yeah, some episodes.
So I have a question. Did you watch Little Pony too?
My Little Pony, I
No,
was
that
too
was-
old for that.
yeah,
We were
yeah.
too old, but I
Yeah.
did watch a couple episodes.
You know
watched
what
a
you did
few
watch?
episodes.
All three of you guys? All
Yeah,
three of us?
yeah.
Totally Spies.
Totally Spies is okay.
Totally Spies.
I used,
That's
to watch,
okay.
I used to watch. I was a little bit of a rebel, so I used to stay up after 8. So I'd watch Futurama, Totally Drama.
I understand.
16.
I'm
Total
starting
Drama
to
Island?
understand what's
Yeah, I
going
was a
on.
bad kid. I
Well,
was
how
really
how
bad.
is how Khalid is right now?
So you get why I tried the. You know what I mean? There's a reason why. But listen, for me, my guilty pleasure, I'm not gonna lie. I mentioned this before too. For those of you who remember, there's just the smell of gas sometimes.
Oh,
You know what I mean? When that gas.
that's a sweet treat. That's what they call it
can I
now,
say
huh?
Yo, sometimes I'm like, yo,
What type
do
of
I want a
gas?
snack
Yeah.
or do I want to pump an extra $20? Get some more gas in this car.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
but now I have a question though.
Yeah.
Do you still smell like the smell of gas?
Sometimes,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
know,
It doesn't smell nice anymore.
Does it smell
No,
nice?
because
For
you know
some-
why the new. I'll
just-
tell
it
you
just
why. I'll
depends
tell you
where
why.
you go, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because the new cars, the old cars, you can release the cap and you can
Yes.
put it on top of the car, right?
Yes.
That's called icing the treat.
Exactly.
when you let the treat cool down while you're pumping, you get a couple sniffs.
Exactly. Just know, you
There's
walk
no
by
way
it.
you're
What
taking
you
the
do?
pump cap and you're fucking.
No. You know what you do? You get up, you walk by the cap. You just start smelling something.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're in public right now. You can't be smelling.
You gotta be
on
slick
public.
with it. You gotta be
have
slick
to
with
be
it.
like a. Oh, what was that there?
What was that
Smell on the way there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Or you know sometimes the gas goes on your hand.
Yeah.
What's that?
Or you say, or your Hoya tells you to, or your mom tells you to fill the gas. You say, "Whoa, it's spilled by accident."
Spilled. Oh.
and then later smell it at home.
You're smelling like you took a shit on
Oh,
your
yo, I
pants.
gotta wash the clothes.
yeah.
That's some junky shit, yo.
Oh, but-
Yo, I was just a lot of people used to actually get high off
Oh,
it.
you can get high.
They would take the gas thing and just smell.
Yeah.
But I will say this too. The brand matters.
Mm.
Esso Shell overrated.
Esso?
You gotta go Ultramar. You gotta go to that gas station that's just out the
But
way.
now, before now we're on a come up right now. Before it was
Pioneer.
that 87. Now are we doing 93 right now?
No, we're doing 93 octane.
93
high level.
octane.
High level.
You don't wanna ruin
Octane.
your lungs. You know what I mean? Put
yes,
premium
yes,
stuff in there.
it's
But
true.
yeah,
That's
my
absolutely
guilty
true.
pleasure.
So I might as well go diesel at that point.
Go diesel. No,
Yeah.
you're a truck at that point.
He's a truck Samoan guy over there.
He's a truck.
Brother,
He's not an EV.
at that point. Well, I'm not an
He's a
EV.
diesel truck.
I'm not an EV.
But yeah, listen, guys, we're not weird. Trust me. You know what I mean? Everyone has their little guilty pleasures. You guys probably have your weird ones too.
Yeah, let us know in the
Judges.
comments.
Alright, what's the next one?
The next one, I think that one was high
That
level.
one was hectic. That one was
Okay, so if you were
hectic. I'm
to
not
pick,
gonna.
I
don't
might-
want the
I might-
I don't want the sticker to come off.
You know what it is? I might use some toilet paper just to reminisce.
Today, huh?
that's a toilet paper, huh?
Huh?
Here's
Okay.
Eid Mubarak.
Mubarak. Start it
Alright.
off.
So if you could pick a day to relive over and over, Groundhog Day style, what day would it be and why? I'll just be honest with you. Sadly, I just was asking my family this question. I don't know what is my favorite day so far.
That's sad.
One second.
That's sad.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence for this guy.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, that means your life wasn't really.
Eventful.
But then again, it's better days to come though.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
And you know,
That's a
some
good
people
sign.
say we're up now, but I don't know who said that.
Yeah, I don't know what's it
I don't know.
Is it
I don't
now or
know.
never?
It's
I
now
don't
or
know.
Never, yeah.
I would
It's
say
now or
for me,
never.
if I had to pick a day to relive, I'd have to say the day I got married, guys. You know what I mean?
But you
That-
didn't
that
even
day was
live that.
special. That
You
day
don't
was-
wear your rubber ring anymore, brother. What's going on?
I took it off, guys. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, you know, I didn't want to conform to society standards. You know what I mean? I try to switch it up.
I have a question.
I have a ring, but somewhere else.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Don't.
Is it a black or silver?
But guys, no, not the day I got married because I didn't get married yet. But inshallah, that day is gonna be a good day.
Inshallah.
I can't even think, bro. That's actually a lie.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
A day that I would relive again. There was one time I'll tell you guys a story. So I was in Dubai. I was in grade 2, and I remember that this girl used to always pick on me on the bus. every time. I don't remember her name. Used to
Boss.
pick on me all the time. And to make a long story short, one day I just had enough. You know, they tell you all the time on YTV about those bullying commercials. You know, the shadow bullying. You know what I
Stand
mean?
up.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself.
Say no to
Exactly.
bully.
So
Say
I
no.
decided, you know what? Today's going to be my day.
Yeah.
Today's going to be the day that I decide, you know what I mean? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
So one day I came up with the courage to go from the back of the bus, which now that I think about it was an innate thing. Why? I was living in Dubai at the time, and all the other people were in the front of the bus, and I was in the back.
Damn, Rosa Parks.
They basically Rosa Parks me, I think.
Dead ass, like, they
Maybe.
actually did that on
I don't know.
purpose.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I was just
Maybe
one
you
thing
just
I'm
like the
observing.
backseat. Maybe you're just one of those bakhti
All the
kids,
cool guys go in the back
That's
seat.
that's
of
another
the bus.
thing too.
Cool guys
No,
in the
but back then
always.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Okay, fair.
Anyways, boom, I came up with the courage to come to the front of the bus, and I said, enough is enough. You're not picking on me anymore. You're not going to pick on me today.
You raised your voice every time.
I raised my voice,
Yeah.
and she slapped it.
Yo!
Wow.
She slapped it at me. Go!
And then you don't guess what he
And
said.
I'm not going to lie to you.
he said, I'm never washing this face again. Huh?
And I said, why she slap?
How can you slap? How can you slap?
Astaghfirullah, I didn't slap her. I'm not going to lie to you. Now that I think about it, I would have got a pass at that time.
Yeah, 'cause you're
But you
young.
know what it is? My mom raised me in a good way. That wasn't the type of person that I ever was. But I cussed her out like crazy. You don't put your hands on me. You piece of I'm gonna you up. You
Yeah.
Because at that time,
Don't lie,
imagine,
be honest. What was everyone thinking? Was everyone rocking with her? or
brother,
not?
everybody
You
was
lost
like
all-
this.
This
What's
guy-
the-
Everybody's shocked. Like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened
well,
next?
I jumped out the next stop. Well, I ran because
Yo, get me off right here.
get me off right here. I'm walking home.
Hey, you're on the run, huh?
Yeah, and I was on the run, man.
So I have a question. You want to relive that moment? Why? Because you want to.
I want to get back.
Oh, okay.
that's
I
a
like.
good take.
I
I like
see
that
that. I
switch
see that. You want to get your get back.
I wanna get my get
I have
back.
one one, but I would say like it was a time where I flexed on my, not on purpose, but I flexed on my Foot Locker
Damn.
manager.
You guys, for you guys who don't know, this guy's a flexer.
Yeah.
He likes it. He likes it. You know what I mean?
This guy at the back in the days, he used to be the plug for
He's the
everybody.
plug.
Yeah, I used to work at Foot Locker, and I think I told this before, but quickly, I used to work at Foot Locker. Boom, I'm trying to go university. I'm doing a hard program. They're saying, yo, we don't care. Yo, take more shifts. I'm saying this, but he's basically downplaying because I'm just like a black kid. I'm the youngest one, right?
Yeah.
So the guy's saying, yo, man, take more shifts, man. Your school's not that important. You're not, like, basically, you're not going anywhere, really. Essentially, we got into a fight, and then I basically say, yo, bun you. I'm not going to continue anymore. And then the year later, I was able to get like a government job, but it's funny. I was still getting paid minimum wage though. That's the funny part. But it was an office job, so it had a more elite status, right? So once I had that office job, I basically it comes with a badge. You know the government badge,
Yeah.
dangling.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Of course,
Downtown.
That government badge
Yeah.
on the waistline.
Yeah,
That was like.
it was a
bro,
pass.
You had, you know what I mean? 30
had
grams of
motion.
gold on you.
Exactly,
up.
especially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically what happened was I came into the store, the guy was working there, and he's like, whoa, Smile, like, what's going on? And he doesn't know I make the same amount of money, but I just look like a high status, you know?
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got it on me.
The guy said, you work in the government? I said, yeah, I work with shared services.
You know what? Give me 3 of those ones.
Yeah, I work with old people retirement
Yeah.
programming, yeah. And the guy's like, man. And that guy, he's like, his whole mission is like to level up in the ranks of Foot Locker. So you could tell like he's like 45, you know, you know what I mean? He's an old guy.
demoralized.
Oh, you know,
So
I
then
thought it was.
kind of demoralized him, but it felt nice. And then I was like, yeah, man, you guys don't have those new Jordans? Okay. All right, man. And then there's another
You know
guy.
those new Jordans?
Yeah.
That
And
makes-
then
I'm
another
gonna check
guy
out
who
the
was
store. I'm gonna check
there
out
was
China's
another
real
like
quick.
there was another guy who was hating on me too. He was like, damn, bro, you work at the government now? And I just walked out, you know what I mean? So that felt nice though, but it wasn't on purpose. But
Yeah,
it felt nice.
It was on purpose.
It's like that movie.
But everything's on
Was
purpose.
it Devil Wears Prada?
You watched that movie?
I didn't watch it, but I think it's
What
the
is
same
that? Why'd
concept.
you ask that? Like,
It just
is
seems
it a
like
crazy one?
I think
It
it's
doesn't seem like a
I think it's a
movie
movie.
Smile watched.
Shadow of
I
Grey
think
type
it's a
shit,
movie.
55 Shades of Grey?
Isn't it that movie where the girl?
Whoa.
Is that the vibe?
Let-
it's on?
no.
No, I think it's one where the girl is like, they like the shopping person said you can't afford this. Then she came back, she just bought the whole store. You know what I mean? It was one of those moments.
I'm not gonna lie, me, I have that issue, bro. I play into that very nicely. I have an issue where if I go in a store and someone downplays me because I'm black,
You're gonna buy.
I want to buy the whole store.
That's what they
Like,
want,
that's
though.
what they want.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to fix up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some lady did that to me at Shoppers one time. I was like, yo, I'm trying to buy a gift for my dad. You know what I mean? A cologne, you know? She's like, oh, by the way, everything here is $100. I'm like, I got $100. You know what I mean?
Surely.
Surely I have $100. I said, what do you have? You You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I need 2 clones for myself now. I need this and this.
No,
Are you
100%.
sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I returned it. And she was
At a different shopper.
Of course. I just wanted to flex on her.
100%.
But I will say this, yo, on that point of like reliving moments where, bro, I had times where I've argued with people. Bro, I want to relive those moments because I'd go home.
You know
look
what
in
to
the
say.
mirror, I'm like, damn, I should have said that.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
If I
In
said
the
it right
shower
there,
too.
that would have hit way hard. Everyone would have started going crazy, you know? So that's one thing. I'm not gonna lie. If I can go back to every argument I had and just cook everyone.
Absolutely.
Straight up on a petty one. You know what I mean?
Petty tour.
Yeah, petty tour.
Or I would go back to the exact date where that guy made that YouTube thing and just invest into Bitcoin.
Imagine you were the guy who sold his Bitcoin for pizza, brother. Got the next question
This
here.
is the BetterHelp
This-
section.
This is a different twist on the question, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Someone said, I need y'all advice. How do I approach having serious motion on Musmatch? Being a Ramadan, I have my prospects on pause, but alhamdulillah, I can say I might be ready to select my number 1. So this guy has options, right?
Assuming it's a guy.
I'm ready to select my number 1, pick and tie the knot. So he's ready to go. He has the funds, everything's ready. My only dilemma is, how do I break the news to my dukes, so my parents? Do I say we met online or we met on Musmatch?
Wait, is this a girl or a guy?
I don't know.
Okay, so
But regardless, this is
they.
them. This
They,
is a
them.
problem a lot of people are having.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
But can I tell you something? Let's take
dissect
this, dissect it layer by
Yeah.
layer. So what's the issue here? That
he said
he
I have
or
a lot of
she is
motion.
saying.
He's saying I have too much motion on Musmatch.
Okay.
I can't be stopped.
But that's not the biggest issue because he already found the one. He knows the
he's
one he
saying
wants
I'm
to
ready
go
to
for.
select my number 1. So he's ready to go.
Oh,
But
so
his issue is
he didn't select
his
it yet.
issue is, how do I tell my parents
That
we met on Musmatch? You know what I mean? Like, how, like, because it's kind of taboo if you think about it. Our parents back in the day, they were outside.
They
They- that's
have
the-
social media, but if they had social media, they would be on
The game
DMing
is
too as
different.
well.
The
The
game
game
is
is
totally
different.
I'll be honest, but I don't know what it is. I can see what they mean because I feel like there is a stigma right now where if you're on a dating app,
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. If you do things the right way, you know what I mean, and you're taking your steps to do it the right way, I don't see a problem.
No.
Just be like, I met someone.
But this is the new times, brother.
It's new times.
We're gonna do NFTs, Bitcoins, and you met your wife on Musmatch. Just don't. You know, if you want, I know how people are. They're gonna be like, "Yo, I don't want to tell people how did you meet your wife." People want to have a
People
cute way to
they
say
wanna
it.
have a crazy story.
Oh, I hit the books. The books fell
The
down.
books fell. I'm like, oh.
Now who even carries textbooks?
No one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right now, just say we online, but let's go put it brother.
What the
We
balas?
learn each other online, but just don't even specify exactly what it is.
I would even take the step further and say Muslim. Online is a good way of keeping it broad. You know what I mean? But straight up, keep it straight up. Because I feel like Musmatch, if anything, not that I know too
Should
much
call it
about
Muzz right
but
now.
I feel like Muzz sponsors.
Muzz where the hus is at.
What? These guys. The thing with Musmatch, not that I know too much about it, but my understanding is that people are coming on there with the same intention. Whereas if a lot of guys like to slide on IG, slide into DMs, but you don't know who you're sliding into. It might be a married woman. You know what I mean? You might see what you like, but you don't know if that person's available, right? So my thing is, if you met someone on Musmatch, you guys both have the same intention, from my understanding. I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. You know,
Bro,
times are different.
we're in a shortage. Okay, we're in a shortage of marriages. You know what I mean? We're at a time where it's hard to find people. Forget about that. It's hard to even conversate with people, let alone somebody that you actually are attracted to. You know. Social interactions is at all-time low because of COVID or whatever the case. So it's already hard to find the person that you want to be with, you know? So why make it that much more harder and put a barrier to yourself to say, yo, you know what? I feel uncomfortable telling my parents that I'm finding the one on Musmatch.
Yeah.
Bro, go for what you want, man. At the end of the day,
These are the same parents in a couple years are gonna be like,
why are
aren't
you
you
not?
not married?
Why are you not married? Yeah,
So
why you
just
still
say
sitting
I'm
here?
married here. Everybody, there's gonna be always complaints. Just
Listen, I say once you get past that, like once you get married, khalas, nothing matters. You know what I mean? So
I
Get
think at the end,
married.
the one thing is they're gonna. It's one of those situations where maybe yes, they might not necessarily understand, but at the same time, in about 6-7 months, they're gonna come to say,
gonna
"Hey,
come to,
man, I'm
wow.
happy for you. You know, I'm happy that you
if
guys
the
are
guy's a
married.
good guy or the girl's a good person, does it matter where you get it from?
As long as you're married."
as long as you're married.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Musmatch, sponsor us.
One thing that I've actually been thinking about a lot is, I feel like it's hard. Like I kind of mentioned before, it's hard for people to stay in marriages. That's something that's obvious. You know what I mean? In this day and age, but I feel like the underlying factor as to why situations like that are not necessarily working out is the absence of love. Do you think love exists? This is the first question that
Love
starts
is just
off
a
everything.
chemical for reproduction, honestly speaking. It just makes people want to mate.
That's a good. I like that definition right there, guys.
Do you feel like that was true
it's a
to
chemical release, and it makes you just want to
breed
be there for someone,
and breed
you know
and
what I mean?
provide and
provide
and bring and bring communities together.
I don't get you.
and bring communities and
I'm joking,
resources.
but listen, I agree. But you know why I brought this up? To say that I don't really believe that love exists. Hot take.
Oh. Wow. I totally
Brother,
disagree.
I think my issue is my definition of love right now is my parents, my family. You know what I mean? That's my definition of love right now.
Can I tell you something?
But maybe that definition might change.
Change?
I'm a single guy right now. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
I have a
don't-
question. What does it mean to be
I'm not
angry?
married, huh?
What does it mean to be? First of all, can we all agree that love is a feeling? Love is an emotion.
It's an emotion.
But
Okay.
I feel like you feel it in different ways in different people.
Why is
for-
that? When
for
you're
your
angry,
parents,
can I
love is different.
but why, when we talk about love can have so many different definitions? Why is that?
That's actually-
Because what is love to you?
Everyone has it's subjective, whereas the other ones are objective. Like you're mad, you're sad,
Exactly.
you're happy.
Because can I ask you a question?
So you say love is not an emotion? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not my point. I think,
Damn.
me personally, I think that
Hot
love
take.
itself, number one, does not exist. Because the word itself, it shouldn't even be used.
So what
I
should
feel
be
like there's
used?
I feel like love is a fill-in word for ways to describe the feelings that you have towards someone.
And it's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you an example. The way I love you is not the same way I love my mom.
Damn, you love me?
I do love you.
Wow. Hug it out. Hug it out. Hug it out.
You know what I mean? This is just that's me being honest.
You know the niggas
I don't. You know what's the next step?
Let me collect myself.
Right after that,
dog tears, huh?
leg tapping and the handkerchief coming out right after.
Dog tears, but yeah, you're right though. That's actually a good take. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like you're right. It's not like a objective thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for everyone. But how would you describe it? It all falls under the same umbrella.
They don't.
Protect and provide. You know what I mean? Showing up for the person. These are all things that fall under love.
Those are
you know what I mean?
responsibilities, but why are there so many descriptions of what love is?
I
No,
feel
but
like
that
love can mean
responsi-
loyalty,
But you don't
'cause
have to
it
have
could-
that responsibility though. You choose to because you love the person.
I don't
I
agree.
feel like love has languages. That's why love languages.
What are love languages?
Brother, that stuff, yo, I learned it.
Yeah, you learned it?
Can
I
I
got
ask a
into
question
it,
though?
but I just- I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Let's take a side note on.
I feel like people are trying to put a term on everything these days. The guy's in his room for too long. Yo, the guy must be emotionally a wreck right now. He's a disaster.
emotionally erect.
He's emotionally, hold on. We're gonna say the
erect.
guy's EUD, emotionally unstable demeanor. We're
What?
just gonna put a label on
EOD.
something. I'm just saying something random.
Can I
Oh
tell you
my
something?
God. There's also
Can I tell you something?
Everything you're putting-
attachment style.
Get that
Oh,
copyrighted.
I
don't even know what that is.
Get that copyrighted.
Huh?
Get that copyrighted.
EOD.
I like that one.
Emotional unstable disaster. Or
No.
Disorder.
Demeanor. Disorder.
Mm.
We need
But I'm
that.
saying today's day and age, I feel like everything, love language, personality test, this test. It's like people trying to put. That's why I feel like I don't know.
Okay, let's dive
I
deeper.
feel it's
into
kind of gimmicky. You know?
Okay, let's dive deeper. Let's move away from what love is and love not necessarily existing, and let's speak about love itself and the essence of the perspective that a man has on love itself. Okay,
Go ahead.
I have a question. Let's forget about romantic love. Okay, for a second, let's talk about love towards you show towards your friends, right, or your brothers or whatever. Do you feel like men themselves can express their love in different types of ways, like not physically? That's kind of pause on that.
No, physically, like
But
gifts,
you
know?
do you think that it's something that is shown a lot in men specifically?
I feel like when it comes to the emotional side, like crying, I love you, nigga, like saying like words of affirmation, for example, like that's not a thing that's common. I feel like in men, because like men are taught to be strong, don't tell people how you feel. You know what I mean? So I feel like, but there are some guys that are more emotionally in tap with their feelings, and those guys get flamed. You say you're
But
a bit sassy.
I have a question. Is
Yeah.
do you think that's a problem? Me personally, I'll give my opinion after you
Yeah,
give
yeah.
yours.
Do I
And
feel like
it's
what's a
where we
problem?
gotta hear from you
So I
too.
feel like what's a problem?
Do you feel like it's a problem for people to,
Flame other people
Exactly.
for
For
expressing
showing
their
emotions?
yeah?
You know what it is?
Be honest. And I'll be honest too.
I'll be
Sometimes it's
honest.
warranted.
I'm gonna flame a nigga if I see him. You know what I
Show
mean?
emotion. So if he
Not
cries,
emotion. Like if he cries, I'm like, damn, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? I might hit him with one of
Yeah,
those.
there's some people you can never be
No, but
serious
real
too much serious with, you
No,
know?
it just depends on the context of why he's crying. Or showing
Yeah.
emotion. But if it's something where, okay, you could have done it. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe
yeah.
it's just the way I was raised. But I just feel like as a man, Hoga, you have to leave some things for the unknown. You can't let people see that side of you. That's just my opinion.
but can I tell you something?
But that's just the way I was raised. Everyone has that different upbringing, you know?
First of all, how about you, Smile? before we move on, what do you feel about
I think some things need to be flamed.
like what?
Some things, and there's a, like, for example, I said this before even. For example, family member dies, all that. That's okay to cry.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's fine.
It's
That's
okay.
fine.
I've seen it.
That's
for
natural.
example,
That's like you can't control that.
like you know, many different reasons there's cry. But for example, if a guy like drops his glove or loses his things and starts crying, you need to get flamed for that. You need to be put to the straight path, right?
Or what if a guy gets you a gift, you start crying?
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
If it's not a Rolex, I'm not giving you tears. guys.
That's the
Rolex,
that's the
I'll
low.
give you some tears.
Yeah.
Anything under that, I can't.
No.
I can't.
It's physically impossible.
It's impossible. You know what I mean?
Now I know. What
No,
to
but
get you,
listen.
man.
If I'm in jail, you're putting some shit on my books. I'm
Ah,
gonna give you
my
a couple
books.
tears. You know what I mean?
That
It has to be something like, wow.
that really got you.
Like this
So
guy,
there's-
this
see, that's
guy
what I'm
got
saying.
me.
There's a threshold. I think I believe there's a threshold. There's some things that are, it's bad to say, but out of line, and there's some things that are acceptable.
Okay. So we're moving a little bit away from love itself. Let's reel it back in, okay? So we're talking about the negative aspects of
Yeah,
somebody
where's your take?
crying.
You have to do your take. Don't try
Me
to skip
personally,
out, nigga.
I agree with both of you guys. I think it's not. I don't think people should cry. First of all, or like be emotional, and express their emotions
Are you gonna
outwardly.
flame a guy for showing emotion? Be honest.
No, I think you could cry. I think you could do all those stuff, but I think you should do it, by yourself.
If I'm
You know,
raising
in
a kid,
real way, in a
Yeah.
real, like, in a
I-
real way.
in a real
but
way,
listen,
man.
I don't think me personally. I don't think there should be any limit on how much a guy should cry or whatever. That I'll say personally.
listen, if I'm raising a kid,
But you got to do it in the public. Like obviously, for me, depending on who it is, I myself would not cry. It depends. Like there's a lot of things where I wouldn't cry to.
but then
But
on the
when I
flip
do
side,
cry,
yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna come out. Yeah,
It's
for
gonna
sure.
come out. I'm not-
If I do cry, it's gonna.
I'm be honest. There's a
You're saying
couple
it rains,
times.
it pours, huh?
Rains
When
and
it rains, it
pours.
pours.
Oh,
Facts, it's
yes,
true.
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, a couple movies get me. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's.
No.
Teach
Can I
their
tell you
own,
something?
teach their own.
No. When you get the mic in your hand, you gotta be honest.
I'll be honest. Some
Mandatory, brother.
I'll be honest.
The mic is in your
I'll be
hands.
honest.
You've
Some
cried a
animes,
couple
some
times.
animes.
No,
some
movie, but
animes,
listen,
yes.
some animes
Yes.
on a real dweeb tip right now,
Yeah.
guys.
That's not dweeb.
I've gotten into no, because it's some dweeb
Anime?
ones. I got into some serious ones. There's one time in high school, I never cried, but I was moved. So that's a lot, right?
Your
there,
heart
you know what I mean?
shaked.
My heart was just like,
It wavered.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
wave.
Your heart didn't adjust.
my heart didn't jump.
Especially when
Like,
Sanji, what's it called again?
Come on.
Brooke story.
No,
Chopper.
Sanji's story in
Chopper,
the
brother.
beginning,
Chopper, I
what
cried.
was
I'll
it?
be honest.
Sanji, when
When
the
he was
the
on
guy
boat
said,
with the
One
ship guy.
Piece, guys.
the guy
For
said,
people
yo,
who don't know.
you
One
What was
Piece.
the
eat
thing called?
this.
The restaurant, bro.
I know what you're
On the
talking
water.
about. I know what you're talking about.
First arc, whatever.
I don't know what it's called.
But long story short,
When
there
the
have
chef,
been moments
yeah.
where I've been moved, but crying at a movie, Bugsy. Shame on
No.
you.
Don't say shame.
Shame on
Don't
you.
say shame. Don't say shame. Because can I tell you something?
Everybody's in shame.
Are you not gonna cry when Nemo is about to, like, you know what I mean? His pop's about to die. Come
that
on.
one.
Fund that
No.
little nigga,
Forget about
bro.
that. Let's keep going over
Yeah,
here.
tell him to
Okay.
get his money up still.
Come on, Pocahontas, Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping
all the-
Beauty?
I'm just
Sleeping
naming
Beauty.
That's
random
okay.
ones. I'm just naming.
So that's
random
okay.
ones.
I'm not gonna. I get
But
where you're
I
coming
have
from.
cried. I'll be honest. Soul. Have you ever watched that movie Soul?
What's that?
Soul is a
Oh,
movie. It's a Disney
the guy
movie.
With that looks like Oscar Proud.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The blues movie where
The
he's getting.
blues movie. That one moved me.
That one had a message though.
That one moved me.
Yeah, it moved
That
me
one
too.
moved me.
It
I'll
moved
be
me too.
honest.
Wait,
My
moved
heart.
you? Did you cry?
It did a mellow three.
You know,
step.
have you watched Claudio's Chats and Meatballs?
That's an action
Where it was a
movie.
one,
It
comes back up.
Get back in there.
Has to. But listen, let's go back. Let's reel it back in. We're talking about crying and being emotional and stuff like that. We're moving a little bit away from the
got too
topic
toxic,
at hand. Yeah, no. We went into a different conversation that maybe we'll get into it for another episode. But the real thing is, what I want to get back to is the fact of someone expressing their love towards you. I'll give you an example. Me and Ismail, right?
Yeah.
Ismail tells me, yo, man, I've been struggling for a little bit, man. Like, let's just say he feels vulnerable enough to tell me, yo, you know what? I've been struggling financially, you know? Kind of like, it's a rough time for me, whatever. I tell him, yo, brother, what's wrong with you? Why don't you tell me about it? Here, you know what I mean? Hold this rack. Hold these 2 racks. You know what I mean? And don't even worry about it. Don't even give it back to me. That's a sign of me showing love.
That's love, yeah.
Right? So that right there, me showing love to Ismail, is this something that we should not do?
Oh, 100% show love.
Of course, do that.
Show
That
me
was my
more
point.
love, actually.
But it doesn't
more-
have to be money, though.
No, but I
Yeah.
get what you mean. Show. I feel like
Because I could also say, yo, Ismail, you see those Velveeta pants?
cold.
I wish I got a pair of those.
Yeah, you just give
You
it
know what I
to
mean? That haircut that you got right now, Ismail, I'm loving the long hair.
Let's get it.
Thank you.
You know what this is
I like
called,
all
though?
your guys' cuts.
Can I tell you something? You know what that's called? Words of affirmation. Can I tell you
I'm a
something?
sucker for them.
You are a sucker. I'll tell you that.
Listen, so us expressing and showing our love, is this something that should be seen as negative?
Can I be honest with you? It is in some settings, like we said, like that example for them is a good example. No one's gonna say no to that. But there are examples where niggas don't show, like niggas are not even comfortable to be vulnerable with their boys. You know what I mean? Because we're in a society, I feel like right now, where it's just too much toxic masculinity. You know, no one wants anyone to know their ebb. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm struggling. I don't want a next nigga to know about my struggles. So I will say this, man. Like, it shouldn't be frowned upon. But man, that's the world we live in, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd ever get to a point where I tell someone, I'm struggling, bro. Like, you know? But that right there is you being vulnerable, and it's not. In times like that, sometimes it's not so that someone could help you. Realistically, the only time that people are being vulnerable, it's so that you could hear me out. I'm not asking you for money. I'm just telling you, yo, I'm in a bad situation. You know what I mean? I hear you.
Help emotionally get me through it. You know, tell me, yo, it's gonna be okay sometimes. What if I got no family? What if I got no brothers? What if I got no? You know what I mean? People don't. It's very situational. And I think showing love verbally is something that. You can't, it's a no-go. You're gay if you do that.
You're gay, yeah.
You're gay.
Yo, listen, man.
No, I'm not saying
right
my
now-
opinion.
no,
I'm not saying my
that's
opinion.
what people say.
That's what people say. You know what I mean?
You tell
listen.
nigga, I love you, bro.
That's no problem. I'll catch that. You know what I mean?
No, you gotta. No. You know what it is nowadays? You gotta add for the sake of Allah.
For the
Why?
sake of Allah.
I love you.
I love you for the sake who loves me. You know what I mean?
Sometimes a little heart over here. It's real.
Yo!
Chill, man. You make me blush, man. Yo, but listen, brother. Listen. Most people doing suicide are guys. This is called raw.
what?
Most people doing
That's a stat.
suicide
That's a
are
stat.
men.
Really?
That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
majority.
you're right, 'cause
I think it's like, brother, I was just telling Yusuf in the car, brother, 2025, we have to be on a showing niggas love 2025. Because take your average guy. Brother, he gets beat down a little bit verbally from society.
All
Yo,
day.
you're a bum. You
don't
take
have
a
a
bus.
job, nigga?
You take a
Your
bus. to school,
responsibilities, your
You get on a
everything.
bus.
broke ass nigga with a bus on the bus, right? You go to school. They say student doesn't make that something.
You get on the mic.
Yeah.
Why do they have mics?
Why do they have mic?
Podcast niggas.
Of course,
Niggas.
of course. We're in an issue where, as a guy, average guy, it gets beat down verbally from everybody. There's nobody ever. That's why sometimes when you tell someone a compliment, they even know how to catch that compliment. They'll be like, "Yo, I like your shoes. Wallahi, your shoes are good too." They don't even know how to catch that ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta catch the ball and receive it. You know what I'm saying? So they want,
make a decision.
yeah. Sometimes they catch it like a hot potato. They throw it back because they didn't handle it before. So 2025.
And they might not even be seeing.
SNL, smile.
Yeah.
SNL. Show niggas love.
Show niggas love. SNL.
Woo!
That should be on a t-shirt.
SNL. That might be
2025.
one
2.5 Mollies. Our first merch might be SNL.
SNL. I like that.
And then what?
Snoopy,
And
I don't know
then
why.
that in a heart.
Snoop, I like the Snoop, yeah.
Snoopy. It's just Snoopy.
Just slap it on there still.
Because you know why,
Number
brother?
one, fuck
Because there's a couple guys I've seen, like some old guys, they show some guys some love. Bro, the guys are like, yo, he's actually right. Or sometimes when you start calling, man, you're a real guy, all that, the guy's like, stop, I can't. You know, like
I'll
example,
say
you know what I
this,
mean?
I feel like it all stems down to and roots from, are they seeing that? Are people seeing that in their households and stuff? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's one of the factors too. Because if people are not seeing affection and love in the family, bro, they might be like they don't know how to take it or give it. You get what I mean? So yeah, they might take someone out on a date. They don't know how to be romantic. They don't know how to say a couple sweet words. You know what I mean? So I feel like there is that issue, bro.
I
There's a
feel
lot
like
of
I feel like that's an excuse though. Me
Think so?
personally, I think that I understand where you're coming from, and I definitely agree that that's a factor. I just think that it's an excuse to continue to believe that that's something that's gonna keep you rooted in your behavior. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Break that
You gotta
generational
break it,
curse,
you gotta
huh?
break it.
I don't know why.
How do we break it, bro? Should we do a course?
I
2.5
think you
Molly's
know what it
course?
is. 2.5 Molly's course, $29.99. Make sure you guys go check link in the bio.
Detailed course, right?
absolutely.
Chapter 9.
Ismail's gonna be the first.
Chapter 9 is spicy.
Deep dive.
Chapter 9 is spicy.
The real question is now that we're in the West, you know what I mean? We understand that our parents themselves struggle with expressing their emotions towards each other. So how do we combat that? We're reenacting the types of relationships that our parents have.
How do we stop the cycle?
This cycle, number one, and how do we express ourselves in a way that is beneficial and will help our relationships thrive?
First of all, one thing I'm going to say is you got to understand where they're coming from. They came, landed, no language, no nothing. So they did amazing for what they have come. You know what I mean? Now we're our generation. We're taking it to the next level. So we take all the good from them and then we add the parts that they're missing. So I don't agree with necessarily bashing completely. Like, my parents don't know nothing, bro.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm not saying you saying that. I'm saying people say that. My parents don't know nothing, man, like that. But in reality, your Abba works 7 a.m. Brother, one of my neighbors is Abba works 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I don't even see him.
Grinder.
That's a definition of love
That's
there
love
somehow.
And
then the mom, she makes sure the house is always pristine. Kids are always in a very good way. That's some sort of love. We just have to sprinkle in the new gen love a little bit in there.
I will say this though. There's love in every way. Like even the traditional way, people might be like, "Damn, yo, the girl's a slave. She's at the crib cooking," and the guy. But I feel like in each kind of style, say you're not a traditional and you're a 50-50 household, the love might be, yo, we come back from work, we cook together. You know what I mean? That's our way of showing love here. The traditional might be like, oh, you went to go work for 16 hours. Guess what? Here's a hot meal. And he's like, you know what? Guess what? Here's some dab for you. You know what I mean? There's just different ways, man. You know, I feel like there's no one way, one size fit all. You know,
we just have to sprinkle in the new stuff. You know, what I mean?
think me personally, I completely agree with what both you guys said. I think that we just need to do a better job of showing the other parts that we are missing. You get what I'm trying to say? Because you said giving dahab, you said cleaning the cribs and stuff like that. I definitely think
crib gotta be clean.
Yeah, I definitely
gotta be clean.
Lysol.
Gotta be clean.
I definitely think those are important, but I also believe that there should be some sort of, and I don't think this should be public. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here saying, yo, I should see my parents kissing. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. You get what I'm trying to say? But the point that I'm trying to make is I think that in households, not kids, but I feel like, you know, like families need to definitely see their parents, you know, expressing their love through words of affirmation.
Take your mom out for a date today.
Yeah, or like, it's just gonna be me and your mom's date, and then or giving a hug, like a kiss on the forehead, like simple things like that can add like a little bit of romanticism to your relationship. But not only that, because another problem is,
kids,
brother, a lot of times like whenever you get to, you know, old age, we start to see that
kids are assy, bro. They don't show love to their dudes.
I was not even gonna say that, man. I was gonna say the parents just lose romanticism.
It becomes a business transaction.
I already mellows out.
Don't you think that's a problem, man?
Yo, but listen, I have a question. What's wrong with me saying it worked for my dad and my mom? They've been married for 30 plus years. Why not just why are we reinventing the wheel?
It worked for long.
Hey,
no, but
they didn't get divorced.
I think that being good doesn't necessarily mean that it's good enough.
Yo, what if you're too lovey-govey, gooby-gooby? What if you're just too gooby-gooby and the girl's not fucking with you, bro?
Yeah, if he starts talking about the baby, if he starts talking about the baby voice, what do you think about that?
What if you're just too lovey-dovey and the girl's like, yo, bro, enough with these date nights. How about you just grind for 10 hours, bring someone and I'll cook? How about you off? No day, you know what I mean? And she says, yo, wallah, you're too emotional, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Bro, you never know. Some girls are probably just, you know what I mean? Like, they just love that
more
rough
hug,
shit.
huh?
More hug shit.
Enough about love, you know.
Man, fuck that shit, man.
You know, who are we to talk about love, man?
We have no bullshit. We have no love, man. You know
Forget about love, man. I hate love.
Straight up.
I hate love. That should be a shirt.
Should we just insert the track right here?
Yo,
that should be a shirt,
bro.
That should be a brand.
Everyone loves love, but if you do, I hate with a heart.
Yo, listen to me. There's so many 2.5. Yo, a lot of times we talk to you guys. You guys are watching us. You know what I mean? If you're a graphic designer, you know what I mean?
We need that.
We need somebody
to. If you're an editor, jump in.
No, we don't need an editor.
Baddie, say hi.
Don't just say hi. Say hi with multiple eyes.
Yeah. Listen,
multiple eyes.
But it was a pleasure. You know, I definitely had a fun time with recording this episode. We appreciate you guys for listening.
Always.
You know, make sure you guys go subscribe. Make sure you guys go check out the Instagram at 2.5 Mollies. Make sure you guys go check out the TikTok at 2.5 Mollies. And it's Yusuf, it's Khalid, it's Ismail.
Smile.
Focus on it.
And we appreciate you guys for listening, man. See you guys next week.